15 minutes from the Las Vegas Strip, in a suburb most tourists have never heard of, there's a casino that's quietly become one of the most profitable in the entire company that owns it. It's called Durango. It opened at the end of 2023. It cost around $780 million to build. And while the Strip was having its worst year in over a decade, this place was printing money. So in the next few minutes, we're going to break down why Durango is winning, how a casino built for locals is beating the Strip at its own game, and why its owners just bet another $385 million that this is only getting started. Start with where it is, because location is the whole story. Durango sits at the corner of Durango Drive and the 215 Beltway in the Southwest Valley, a fast-growing stretch of Las Vegas full of new rooftops and, until December 2023, not a single hotel casino resort. That's not an accident. Station Casinos, the company behind Durango, has spent decades doing one thing better than almost anyone: building casinos where the locals actually live, not where the tourists land. The Southwest Valley is one of the fastest-growing corners of Las Vegas. Master-planned communities, new schools, thousands of households with money to spend, and, for years, nowhere nearby to spend a night out. Station saw that gap and planted a flagship right in the middle of it. Durango opened on December 5th, 2023, as the first resort in that part of the valley. $780 million, an 83,000 square foot casino floor, 209 rooms in a 15-story tower, and a 10,000 square foot sportsbook. And it was aimed like a laser. Not at the guy flying in for a bachelor party, at the family 5 minutes down the road with a loyalty card and a Tuesday night to kill. That's a customer who comes back 50 times a year, not once. The company behind it is Red Rock Resorts, run by Frank Fertitta III, whose family basically invented the modern Las Vegas Locals Casino. Station runs 7 major properties and around a dozen smaller ones, and Durango quickly became the crown jewel. So why does a Locals Casino win when a Strip mega-resort struggles? It comes down to the math of who walks through the door. A Strip resort lives and dies on tourism. Flights, conventions, discretionary travel budgets. When the economy tightens, that spending is the first thing to go. A locals casino runs on habit. People still gamble, still eat, still bowl on a Wednesday, recession or not. And to be clear, this isn't some dusty slot barn. Durango was built to feel upscale. Bright, modern, Mediterranean-styled, with a lineup of sit-down restaurants and a pool that wouldn't look out of place on the Strip. The difference is the price tag next to all of it. Then there's the value gap, and it's brutal. On the Strip in 2026, you're facing resort fees, paid parking, and drink prices designed to punish. At a place like Durango, parking's free, the promotions are aimed at regulars, and the whole model is built to keep you coming back, not to squeeze one big weekend out of you. And Station leans hard into slots, the highest margin game on the floor, with one of the most dominant slot positions in the entire regional market. That's not glamorous, it's just relentlessly profitable. There's also the comp math. Locals casinos are generous with the everyday player. Free play, discounted meals, cheap rooms. Because they're not chasing a one-time tourist. They're rewarding loyalty they can count on month after month. Over a year, that value adds up to real money back in your pocket. The payoff shows up in the numbers. Since opening, Durango has added roughly 108,000 new people to Red Rock's customer database. 108,000 new regulars, many of them brand new to the company entirely. Executives have said Durango isn't just stealing from their other casinos, it's growing the whole pie, pulling in players who weren't in the system before. In a mature market, that's the hardest thing to do. Durango did it almost from day one. Now here's where the timing gets almost unfair. Because while Durango was ramping up, the Las Vegas Strip was falling off a cliff. Las Vegas closed out 2025 with 38.5 million visitors, down 7.5% from the year before. Outside of the pandemic, that's the biggest annual drop in modern Vegas history. The reasons were exactly what you'd expect. People pulled back on discretionary spending. They got fed up with resort fees and $40 cocktails. And international visitors, especially Canadians, stopped coming. The Strip's whole model got squeezed at once. On the Strip, the response to the downturn was defense. Through 2025 and into 2026, big operators were trimming, cutting table games, thinning out staff, and restructuring floors just to protect their margins. Durango, meanwhile, was hiring and expanding. That contrast tells you everything about which model was under pressure. And Durango barely flinched. Red Rock Resorts posted a record year in 2025 and followed it with the highest first-quarter gaming revenue in the company's history, while the tourist economy around it was shrinking. I'll be straight with you on one number because accuracy matters. Early 2026 wasn't a clean sweep. Renovations at Durango and a sister property pinched short-term profits, so quarterly earnings dipped a hair. But that's construction dust, not weakness. The underlying locals business kept setting records. The takeaway is hard to ignore. When Vegas tourism had its worst year in over a decade, the smart money wasn't on the Strip. It was 15 minutes west, in a suburb, at a casino most visitors will never see. Which brings us to what they're doing with all that cash. Doubling down, hard. In January 2026, Station kicked off a $116 million expansion at Durango. Before that one even wrapped, they announced a second, much bigger one, $385 million, called Durango North. That money buys a 36-lane bowling alley, a luxury movie theater, around 400 new slot machines, and a batch of new bars and entertainment spaces. It's scheduled to open in the summer of 2027. Look closely at that list. Bowling, movies, restaurants. That's not tourist bait. That's a company building an everyday entertainment hub for the neighborhood, betting the locals market keeps growing for years. And it fits the bigger plan. Red Rock has openly said it wants to basically double the size of its portfolio, banking land around the valley for the next generation of locals casinos. Durango is the blueprint they're copying. And Durango isn't a one-off. Rivals like Boyd Gaming are leaning into the same Locals Playbook because the pattern is now obvious. In a tightening economy, the neighborhood casino is the steadier bet. The next wave of Las Vegas growth may not happen on the Strip at all. So, should you actually check it out? If you want to see where Las Vegas is really making its money, away from the crowds, the resort fees, and the $200 buffets, Durango is worth the 15-minute drive. It's newer, cheaper, and calmer than almost anything on the Strip. And it's a look at the version of Vegas the locals kept to themselves. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and see you in the next one.